El Greco said, art is God slowed down so that we can all see a piece of ourselves. When you capture that, whether it's an artist, whether it's an author, whether it's a filmmaker, when you can capture some part of the human condition, when you can capture some part of God in a way that we can all see it and take away a new understanding, to me, that's a beautiful thing. Both sides of our family were Greek refugees who left Smyrna, and both sides went to Batra. And it's just that our dad's side said we could be poor and be refugees in Greece, or we could be poor and refugees in America. Coming from that kind of immigrant mentality, our parents stressed education. They wanted us to, better ourselves and give ourselves opportunities. We both studied economics, and he actually went to Wall Street, and then I went to law school. So we took different tracks, but we knew we always wanted to pursue the arts, to pursue writing. I thought I wanted to produce or maybe try and be an executive, and Vlassis was writing, and I would read his stuff, and we would kind of go back and forth. We ended up in LA because, listen, the truth is, we always say this, if they made movies in Baltimore, we'd move to Baltimore. This is where they make movies.
At that time, I was a golf caddy at Bel Air. I'd given up Wall Street, and you get a survival job, because you have to get a survival job so that you can focus all your energies in the business to try to make it. Listen, Oliver Stone did that. He was a cab driver. You look at James Cameron was a truck driver. The Wachowski brothers, work construction. Live Bet was kind of the last script, basically, where we said, okay, either we sell this or we're just going to go on and do something else. Maybe about 3 weeks later, we sold that script preemptively to Universal. It was just one of those very rewarding things, because we finally got that affirmation. You can work as a professional writer at that point.
We had met with actually Sylvester Stallone, who was great. And he had an idea for a movie, and we really hit it off with him, and we had a couple meetings, and if we wanted, we could have written that movie for him, which would have been a paying job. We said, you know what we really want to do is write this Greek mythology movie. And they all said, that's crazy, because Clash of the Titans is in development at Warner's, they have God of War at Universal, but we said, no, we're just going to sit down and write it. We always thought this idea of someone trying to unleash the Titans from Mount Tartarus was just a great idea, and an idea that had life.
Charlie had that idea.
Time is your most valuable asset. You have to put the time and effort into developing your craft. Oliver Stone said, writing is ask plus seek, and that's what it is.
What would help Hollywood bring production to Greece?
All the studios, when they look to shoot somewhere, they look for what's called a production rebate. Immortals was shot in Canada. Canada has a production rebate. They spend $100 million there. The Canadian government gives them a check for $30 million back. So as far as the studio is concerned, they only spent $70 million, but they got $100 million worth of value. Now, as far as the Canadian government is concerned, it's an influx of money. It's worthwhile for them to do that. So unless Greece establishes some kind of production rebate, studios will be resistant to it.
And obviously now they don't have that cash, so it makes it it's a very difficult situation.
We always say there are writers that are far more talented than us that never made it, and there are writers that are far less talented that are way more successful. Part of this business is you just have to stay in the game, and you can't let the body blows get you down. If you get knocked down, you pick yourself up. If they throw you off a cliff, you got to grab on with your fingernails and hang on to the side and pull yourself back up.